April 16th, National Healthcare Decisions Day. We have a couple doctors joining us, Dr. James and Dr. Newman from Bellin and then Unity Hospice. Ladies, you have to tell us, what is National Healthcare Decision Day? Explain what this is.
Well, it's the day that we celebrate in this country, or not celebrate, but encourage people to take care of their end-of-life decisions, not only so that they're empowered, but also to take care of their family members after they die, and not to make their family members have to make these decisions for them.
And all around, it's a tough conversation. It's a tough thing to start talking about. So what are some tips? How do you even get started?
I think you can use humor. Okay, so National Healthcare Decisions Day is celebrated on the 16th of April, which is Death and Taxes. So humor, you know, some people find that humor works well. Sometimes driving in the car when you don't have to look at each other and you can have a conversation that way, it will work. You know, but any way that you as a family talk about things that are maybe hard or uncomfortable is where you need to start.
And what types of things should you be talking about? I mean, are we just talking about, do you want to be on life support? Do you have a will? What kinds of things should you be discussing?
Well, you should actually be talking about all of the things you mentioned, and you could start by saying, you know, if something were to happen to you where you couldn't talk, where you couldn't tell us what you wanted, I would want to know what your thoughts are around those things. So if you had to be on life support, would you want to stay on life support? Would you want to be put on it at all? Feeding tube for your stomach if you can no longer eat. A permanent tracheostomy in your throat if it turns out that you can no longer breathe without the help of a machine.
Absolutely. Now, these things you can just talk about? Do you need to write them down? Because, you know, people always think like a will, I want everything written out. Do you have to write them down or just talk about them?
First and foremost is to talk about them, really. And then the next part of that is completing an advance directive, where you can name who you want your decision maker to be. So the person that you've shared your thoughts with, we do want that written down. It helps us in healthcare.
Sure.
We can refer to that then. And it is really relieving for families to say, you know, we had this conversation with mom or dad, and I know what they want.
Absolutely.
And then they're speaking the voice for them. It's really about trying to figure out what is quality of life for an individual. What makes life good for you.
And you guys are doing a couple of events to help the process get started, right?
We are.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
April 7th, there's going to be an event at Lambeau. That is joint effort Bellin and Unity Hospice. We'll have Amon Green there. There will be a chance for some autographs. There'll be short video as well as a panel discussion. There are also opportunities throughout the community on different days to have that, and we just really encourage people to begin having that hard conversation.
So important to talk about.
The opportunities are available on both websites. Just real quickly, as the medical director for Unity Hospice, if you don't have somebody on paper who is designated to make your decisions and you become unable to make your own, we cannot put you on hospice care unless you have that document to activate.
Okay, so that's super important. And not just for older people, for everybody.
For everybody.
Everybody.
Okay, wonderful, ladies. Thank you so much. Great work you're doing.
Thank
all
you
right,
so
for
much.
more information about all of this, just head to